I'm Tony Constantine, an investment advisor representative with LifeMark Securities Corp. This week, two exciting things happened. First thing that happened was day before yesterday, the price of gasoline jumped up over $5 a gallon for the first time ever in Northeast Ohio. That means that over the past year and a half, gasoline has doubled in price, basically. Now, if you've been watching the videos, you probably remember that inflation at the end of last month was at 8.5%. Well, for some reason, I have difficulty correlating 8.5% inflation with the doubling of the price of gasoline in Northeast Ohio, or anywhere for that matter. It seems to be a lot more than 8.5%. It's like 100%. And we certainly don't have 100% inflation these days, not yet anyway. So that's one cause for concern. The second thing that happened is that Jimmy Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase Bank, came out with a warning that we have a hurricane headed our way. Of course, he's speaking about an economic hurricane. He gave no real predictions, and he gave no real explanation for what he thought was going to cause this hurricane. He merely said that we need to batten down our hatches because it can go very deep and happen very quickly, which seems reasonable with all the negative news out there. But again, he gave no specifics on what he thought was going to cause it or any of that stuff. And I don't think anybody knows what will cause the next recession or economic downturn in our country. There is plenty of negative information out there and plenty of negative things going on. So the question is, what are we supposed to do with that information? Well, I think it's time for us to seriously consider, at least many of us, whether we should utilize tactical investment techniques rather than strategic. Most of us use strategic. We've got probably a 60-40 or a 70-30 portfolio, which is like 70% equity and 30% bonds. At least, this all comes from modern portfolio theory, which was developed in the 1950s, and two gentlemen received a Nobel Prize for it. And the whole industry has been focusing on that ever since. Well, the difference between strategic and tactical is that strategic is going to try to preserve assets in down markets, but they're constrained. They have to stay within their given framework of 60 or 70% equity to 40 or 30% bonds. Plus, each fund that they invest in has its own constraints. They can only do so much or look at certain kinds of sectors or certain kinds of companies to invest in. Whereas tactical isn't tied to a specific percentage. They can be, depending upon their philosophy, they can be all in or all out. They can be, all in foreign stocks or domestic bonds or wherever they think it's best for the clients. Remember, the tactical people are trying to participate in up markets and avoid losses during down markets so that they can preserve the assets. Now, I'd like to so that I could look at my crystal ball or my tarot cards and tell you what's going to happen. Unfortunately, even though I'm half Hungarian, my crystal ball and tarot cards just don't work that way. Sorry about that. But if you want, you can give me a call or send me an email. We can get together and you can get the information to me that I would need to determine one, if we can help with your 401k or 403b, which is where most people have their retirement assets or their IRAs. I know we can help with the IRAs. And once we determine that, we can figure out how we might better help you and show you what the opportunities are and tell you what the downside is with tactical investing. Then you can make up your own mind what you want to do. So, my contact information will be on screen in a moment. So all you have to do is either call me or send me an email or visit the website, whatever. Don't forget to come back next week for our next exciting installment. Not sure what it's going to be yet, but there will be something. In the meantime, make every day a great day.